Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's webinar. My name is Khalil Doheny. I am head of content at DNA. Today we have George from MotoBio. And George, do you want to just quickly, introduce your guest here today?
Yeah. So this is Anthony with High Street Autos. Anthony's a dealer partner of ours here in the Philadelphia region, which is our launch market. And he's been a partner here since launch, since really beta launch, and has been a great partner of ours, which is why we invited him in today. And Anthony is an independent dealership. So the unique part about that relationship is that he buys and sells a little bit of everything, which is great for our customers. MotoBio customers, regardless of what type of vehicle there is, or year, or miles, or value, or whatever. Anthony's an interested buyer. So, and I could let him fill you in, tell you a little bit about his background and a little bit about what he does at High Street. But they've been a great partner of ours.
Awesome. Yeah, Anthony, if you want to take it away and kind of just give a quick background of yourself.
Well, it's been a pleasure to be a partner with you guys, and we do buy lots of cars off of your platform. But I've been in wholesale for 15 years now, and I've had my dealership in Boston for 5. And we do have an appetite for a very wide appetite. So this platform really works well for us, especially being an independent. Normally, when I started, we would clean out new car stores, excess inventory or stale inventory. So you learn to get creative with how you sell different layers of cars and certain types of makes and models and certain years and miles. So when you become an independent, you can kind of control your store and what you want to do. And but you meet so many other people, so you have all these avenues along the way. And so a platform like this really works out well for us because we can mush those together, the inventory that they get, which is a wide range, towards what I need for my store and what somebody else may need for their store. But I can maneuver through that inventory very well, very easily.
Awesome. And George, what can we expect from today's webinar?
Well, I think first off, we've got MotoBio has a partnership program with a lot of different categories of partners, from dealers to repair facilities to warranty companies and finance companies and things like that. And we really operate on a partnership model with future expansion in mind. And so, what we really wanted to cover today is, why MotoBio partners with dealership partners rather than trying to do this stuff ourselves, and how that helps us scale. I think that's one of the main questions that we get from potential investors is how do dealerships really fit into the model, and how does that benefit our customers, and really benefit everyone, because it's rare in a business model like ours where that partnership model benefits not only us and our customers, but it benefits the partner as well.
Awesome. And we're going to have some room at the end for some Q&A. So after this fireside chat, if you have a question, feel free to drop in the Q&A and we'll make sure we answer it towards the end. That being said, George, I'm going to hand the mic back to you if you want to take it away.
Yeah, thank you. So to start with, like I said, with MotoBio's model right now, from concept till now, I'll say, we've always relied on partners to help us scale. Whether we were doing business in one county here in Philadelphia to start with, in the Philadelphia region, to now being in 10 or 12 counties and kind of expanding outside. The only way for us to do that really is with partners. We don't want to take on the responsibility and expense and time that it takes to try to set up a dealership in every zip code. It's just impossible for a company like ours to be able to do that. Our expansion plans are aggressive, and as we grow up out of our home market here in Philadelphia, we have added some additional markets in the past few months. Small test, I would say, marketing tests in different areas. But as we grow out of here, dealerships are a big part of how we fulfill a promise to a customer, right? So customers come to us looking to sell their vehicle, and ideally, our platform connects two private parties, the seller of a vehicle, and we find them a buyer for that particular vehicle. So that sounds like it's not going to be too friendly to dealers, right? But Realistically, at the end of the day, dealerships, it's their job to purchase vehicles. Like that's what Anthony does for a living, because he can't sell them until he buys them. They're the backstop for a cash offer that we make to a customer. And so if a customer, for whatever reason, wants to sell their vehicle for cash today, it's partners like Anthony that stand behind our cash offer and write the checks. And even customers who come to us and say, no, I'm going to go ahead and sell my car privately on the platform. And if they fail doing that, there's still someone there as a backstop to write a check to them. So that's how, MotoBio really can be the only platform that guarantees a sale, because we've got a cash offer at all times backing it. And it's partners like, important partnerships like the one that we have with Anthony's store, that really support that. So moving forward, like I said, we're home based in the Philadelphia market. That's our home territory. We've got buying centers now established throughout the state of Pennsylvania. We've moved a little bit further west, out of Pennsylvania. We're in South Jersey. We're in Delaware, full state of Delaware, and we've recently added on a Chicago, a Birmingham, Alabama store. We've got some upstate New York stores now. Pockets really of vehicles that we've seen that customers come to us looking for a cash offer. So we sought partners in those areas to fulfill that need. So it's been, it's really where our MotoBio's expansion really starts, because when we make a cash offer to a customer, we need somebody to be able to make a commitment and purchase it. And, that's what, like I said, like great partners like Anthony's store does. So I think that another really common question that we get because a lot of our marketing is basically connecting private party consumers, and that's what our goal is as a company. There are times though where a customer just needs to have a cash offer, right? They either the timing of it doesn't work out right, they don't want to take the extra time to sell their car privately. And that's where stores like Anthony's really step in and fulfill that promise. So, Khalil, you have anything else that you wanted to cover on your end?
No, Anthony, if there's anything you wanted to add around what George just mentioned.
No, I think George definitely, just like I do, has a real heart for the people. I think the offers that the company puts out, that puts us together, are very fair, equitable. I've had a great experience with their customers. They're very talked to. They know what's going on. I'm not in the dark. I know what's going on. It's a great connection. When I get there, there's no mysteries. There's no mysteries if they come to me. So however we work it out. But I think peer-to-peer in the future is definitely going to be the future for the car business, as a lot of people are looking to save money, which is the direction that this company is going. But I'm more than happy to back them up, because like he said, it's my job to buy cars. It's what I do. And I can't sell them if I don't have them. So if there's a car that falls through the cracks that I could use, I'm definitely there. Or if the customer has to, exit for whatever reason, I'm also very happy to be there as well. It's a great partnership for me. You can't get anywhere in this business without partnerships. You need partnerships.
We have some questions already coming in. We can go ahead and get started with those. How many dealer partners are part of MotoBio's dealership network right now?
Today we've got, I think 36 that are activated right now. I believe we've got either 44 or 46 that are signed up. So we've got, 8 to 10 on the sidelines. Like I said, we've been expanding little by little geographically here in the Philadelphia market as our ads start saturating a certain area. And, so whether that's on social media or Google paid, then we expand out a little bit. So, we've added some buying centers in New Jersey. Like I said, we recently added a couple in South Delaware, and I believe one in northern Maryland that service that area there. So short story is it's I believe it's 36 that are active now. But this partnership that we have with dealers is a pretty easy partnership for a dealership to manage and for us to manage. So it's, it's not a difficult thing to add new stores when needed.
And how does MotoBio select buying center partners?
Well, we're not too selective, obviously. So, no, I'll tell you, a lot of them came to us via referral. First, I've been in the car business here in the Philadelphia region for 25 years. And so have a lot of the employees of ours that work here at MotoBio with us. We've got about half of our staff are car people or car business people, about half are marketing, and then we've got some tech. But a lot of our tech people are off site. But here in our Philadelphia office, we're about 50-50. So we've known a lot of really great dealers over time. And then the ones that we haven't, a lot of them have been referred to us. And then we go a little bit further, checking on dealerships reviews and things like that. And then obviously talking to the dealer live, one-on-one. We want to make sure that it's important for us that a partner dealer handles a customer of ours just like we would. That the experience, first of all, is the same store to store to store. We need it to be like a McDonald's, right? We need it to be the same at every store, as similar as possible. But we also need the buying center partner to appreciate the customer as much as we do and understand what that value of that customer really is.
And what makes High Street Auto such a good partner?
Well, I think for us, because we have a wide appetite and they have a wide palette for the cars that they receive. So that's why we are a good partner, I feel, on our end, because it's a very diverse load of inventory that comes in that I can use most of it.
Yeah, and I think from our end of it, stores like Anthony's that buy everything that a customer has, first of all, it's easy for us to manage. It's easier because we can send any customer Anthony's way, and the type, no matter the type of vehicle that it is, it's getting bought today. The customer is being handled properly. We know that the paperwork is going to be complete. We know that they're going to respect our customer's time. All of that, everything that we would do for a customer if we were in their shoes, High Street does for us. And so, that's why we value that relationship.
And then, other than the vehicle being purchased, are there other benefits of buying centers that are in the network?
Sure. And I can tell you from my point of view, a lot of the dealership buying centers that we've signed, there's a lot more value to meeting a new customer and shaking a new hand, somebody who lives in your local market. There's more value in just buying their car from them. So there are times when a customer who's selling a car is also looking to buy a car. And so the dealership may sell another vehicle right there. Without a doubt, at some point in that customer's life, they will buy another car. And if you treat them respectfully today, you can earn their business, whether it's 1 year from now or their family's business, 1 month from now or a decade from now. But this industry, I would say, doesn't have a really great reputation for taking good care of customers. Somehow, some way, everybody pays a lot for leads and a lot for customers to come in. And then when they get to a dealership, they somehow aren't taken care of like a dealership cares about them. So, because customers aren't used to that, when you do take good care of them, they remember you. And that's what I think about if I were a dealership owner in our partner network, is the lifetime value of that customer. A lot of our dealerships have service centers, a lot of where there's other revenue streams, and being able to service a customer from now till until they don't need a car anymore as more of I think there's so much more of an opportunity than just buying a car today. And
100% agree. Yeah, I mean, most independent dealers will tell you that, it's not just the customer today. It's their brother, sister, mother, uncle, neighbor. I mean, you're going to try to sell everybody, but once you get introduced to that customer, you're now an element of their family and their community. And if you are nice to them and pleasant and easy to work with, they will definitely consider you and refer you to their friends and family, which is essential for us. Our business is like 80% referral business as far as the sales side is concerned, and continually growing. But you cannot throw enough money at leads. The referrals are blood for us. And so it's imperative that we treat people the way we want to be treated, for that reason. And we're never going to deviate from that. I'm very hard on my guys to make sure that we treat everybody the way we want to be treated, or if it was our family member in front of us, and we treat them with the same respect. But yeah, absolutely, referrals and customer building and relationship building. I love it when I don't have to work. My phone rings by itself. I don't have to, buy leads or harass people to give me a sale. I just show up and the people come because I have a reputation that I've built over many years. So I think that's exactly what George is doing with this company. And I think it's going to work out really well. The reviews are phenomenal. So if you look at the Google reviews, and my Google reviews are good too. But today, where people are shopping online before they do anything, it's a big deal to have good experiences, repeated good experiences. And, we promise to do that as a dealer partner for them, and just like we plan to do for ourselves.
Yeah, that's like the best, compliment you can get from a customer is a referral, right?
Absolutely.
Is when they think enough of their experience to refer a friend or a family member, it's the best compliment you can get.
Yeah,
for sure.
And this kind of ties into this next question. It's, how does a typical interaction between, a vehicle seller and a dealer partner work?
Well, I'll start. Customers come to Motobile because they're for the most part, they're looking. I would say a vehicle seller comes to Motobile because they're interested in selling a vehicle, and most start on one of our pricing tool pages, somewhere where they can get a good idea. First thing is they're trying to figure out the value of their vehicle, so they can get a good idea of what the vehicle's worth. And then we give them a couple of avenues to sell it. Do they want to put it online onto the marketplace and find themselves a private party buyer to purchase it, or in the markets where we have buying centers, we can make them a cash offer as well. So now customers in our market have a choice. Do you want to just take a cash offer and sell it today? Obviously you've got a couple of days to think about that, or do you want to put it on the marketplace and sell it? So from that point, really the technology is taking over for us on Motobio's side. We're basically asking the customer's either on a desktop or a mobile device, and they're walking through the product and making their decisions. What do they want to do with the vehicle? How soon are they looking to sell it? All of that stuff, and then they're making a decision. Typically, somebody who's looking to sell their car online. Clearly, I could tell you, if you look through our last, we've got 230 or 40 cars on the website today. The majority of those, a customer's journey lasts about 17 minutes. From start to finish, they've got their photos online, their descriptions written, their vehicle priced properly, and it's out there on the website live. If it's a customer that's looking to do a cash offer, that's when really we get involved with setting them an appointment for the proper buying center. And then there's basically a buying center liaison that hands them over to a partner buying center somewhere convenient to them. And then from that point, that's when partners like Anthony take over. So maybe you could do the second half.
Yeah, they call and they say we have this and this available. Can you use it? And usually it's yes. And then we talk about if they're able to come to the dealership, or sometimes I may have to go to them. But whatever works out, we put it together, and I talk to the customer too, and try to map out a plan as to the time and date we can work together. And it's been very good. Really, actually, I think it's as seamless as it could possibly be. They do a lot of the work beforehand, so really, I'm just there to make sure the car is as it's supposed to be, and give them the money and take the car and go from there. We've also done payoff situations as well. Sometimes people have loans on their cars, and so I have to make arrangements with the lien holder to pay them off and receive the title. So that's all part of the nature of what we would do anyway. But that also is a situation that's very helpful Because I think today that's a point that had gotten missed, is that a lot of folks today have liens on their vehicles, especially later model ones, and they really have a hard time of getting out from under that. They may need a dealer partner to assist them with the payoff of their car to get rid of it and sell it. And that's something we are more than willing to do. It's a very regular thing for us, payoffs and trading that type of thing.
Yeah, I think one of the other things, that's key to this is the paperwork, right? It's one of our questions that we get asked the most, our customer service team gets asked the most from sellers of vehicles, is about the paperwork. Is like, how do a lot of people just haven't done the paperwork to sell a vehicle themselves, and what do they need to do not only to protect themselves, and make sure that it's done properly, and but what do they need to do about their bank and their insurance and things like that. And that's where dealer partners really come in, because they do that every day, and it's so commonplace. And Khalil, when I was in the dealer world, I could tell you that very astute customers that do NASA rocket scientists sometimes don't understand the paperwork that goes along with an automobile purchase or sale, because it's something that they don't, they do every 3 years or 5 years, but it's something that a dealership does 10 times a day. And it's second nature, and it's something that, first of all, it's a necessity. You've got to do that as a seller. You've got to handle the paperwork.
Absolutely.
And Anthony, what really stands out of Motobio too? What's so unique about them that you became a partner?
The ease of use is phenomenal with these guys. Also, they kind of know. We had discussed what my appetite is for the cars that I'm looking for, but I think also just having a wide appetite helps me be a better partner for them. But they're also a good partner for me too, because I'm always looking to make a deal. That's what I do all day. Doesn't matter what type of car it is. It's if I have a home for it after I buy it, and so for me, that's why I think we're a good fit. But to have someone feed you cars to help you grow. Again, if I'm not buying, I'm not trying. So that's what makes us a great partner, because they assist me with my mission. My mission is to buy cars.
George, anything you wanted to add there?
No, I just think, it's a partnership that works well together. It really does, because, when I had a dealership, I was the same way. If it was a vehicle that made sense to me, first of all, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of the automobile industry, and so, no matter what kind of vehicle it is, even if it wouldn't be my normal day-to-day driver, what I'm dreaming about, it's most cars are good and usable for a certain sector of customers that are looking for vehicles like that. So. Even if it wouldn't excite me, buying and selling cars is what we do, is what I did and what Anthony does for a living. So, having a partner that does buy everything, is a big help. And it helps him too, because we don't need to refer cars to other people. We can refer quite a few to him because, we know that they're getting handled. And again, like I said before, the customer being handled the right way and going to a professional that handles the paperwork and handles business properly is a big key.
And, let's move gears real quick, talking about the crowdfunding campaign. Why is having a partner, a dealer partner, a really good, from the investor point of view, why is it such a good thing for them?
Well, I would say this, that on, the investors that we've talked to throughout our capital raises here at Motobio, the majority, there's big names out there in the auto industry that capture headlines every day, and they talk about being something different and being the new wave of how things get done in the auto industry, and they're really just car dealerships that happen to sell cars on a website, and they're not. It's not anything novel. There's nothing new about that. So, most investors one of their first questions is my capital going to be used to purchase vehicles? Because as I would say that as enthusiastic as we are about the auto industry, there's risk involved, right? When you own the inventory. So, there's risk involved because the vehicles, believe it or not, do depreciate. And you could also make a mistake on a car from time to time. When you buy it, you may buy it for too much. It could need too much repair. You could miss a needed repair. So there's risk involved in owning inventory, and that's why previous investors and possible future investors are always excited about the model, knowing the fact that we're not writing a check for a car. There's no risk involved at that point. We don't need to borrow extra money to house inventory. We do business out of an office building. And MotoBio is a scalable business. It's engineered to be scalable from concept till now. When we're in 10 or 12 cities 24 months from now, we're going to be doing business out of this same office. There's going to be no more, we don't need an office in every city. That's why, the dealership model, us doing, building or renting or having our own dealership facilities that we call MotoBio buying centers just doesn't work. It's just not scalable for anybody, not just for us. So that's why the partnership model is so desirable to us and to investors.
Yeah, I think for 2 points for that, owning a dealership and daily operating costs is extremely expensive. So that would be one thing to eliminate from the pie. And also, I think because of the partnership, MotoBio is able to step up their offer. It's a more equitable offer, which makes them look much better to customers and also builds the relationship for repeat business. I think both of those things would be attractive to anyone looking at your company to invest in it because it creates a much better experience with, I might add, some charm.
Go for it. Yeah, so it just we've done that with kind of every partner, right? Like for inspection centers for our customers, pre-purchase inspections and pre-sale inspections, we use Firestone. We've got a national partnership with Firestone. We use Midas and Meineke also. We use them because they're professionals at what they do. They've already got a national footprint and they've already got a name that's known in the market. Why would we try to duplicate something that somebody is already so good at doing? And that's the same thing with Anthony and with other dealer partners. They're already very good at what they do. There's no sense in us trying to duplicate that.
And then we have one more question here is any future plans to operate in the West Coast? I know you mentioned in 24 months from now, you want to expand, but what about on the West Coast?
Yeah, what's interesting is if you look at the website today and you look at our inventory that we've got available for sale from private sellers, there's plenty of California cars on there. There's plenty of Seattle cars, and California is obviously a very important market. So you don't know. I mean, we don't have a a dead set expansion plan beyond the Northeast United States. Obviously, Philly's our home base. We're going to end up going down to DC, Virginia, and those areas, probably next. But after that, it's anybody's game. So, anybody's guess. I think that, the amount of activity that we're getting in Southern California already and out of some Texas cities, may point us in that direction. But, we'll see. We've got a capital raise to take care of first, then we can start making some plans,
I know you were just recently on a podcast. We have someone here who's asking where can they listen or view that recent podcast?
That's a really great question. I know that so we did a podcast down here in Philadelphia, and I know that that's still being edited. So I've seen some raw footage of that, but I believe that the edited version is coming out. It was too long, honestly. So I think it was like 55 minutes long, and they're trying to get that down to about 45. So that'll be out at some point soon. Whoever is asking the question, if you're on here live, just email me over at george@motobio.com and I'll get it to you when it comes out. I'll get you a link to it. I know that there's the podcast guys here in Philadelphia that took care of that have they've got a lot on their plate. So they've been a little slow, I would say, I guess, getting that to us, but it'll be here hopefully next week.
And one last question is, why is now the time to join and invest in MotoBio?
Well, I think with other technology startups, there is at a certain time where The concept has been proven out. And so we've raised our first $2.5 million last year to do a beta test. And we've kind of figured out that people do buy and sell cars. It's amazing to all of us here. But we've figured that out, that, there's 43 million or 40 million transactions a year, every year in the used car industry. Cars are only getting more and more expensive, and the transactions are getting more expensive. So it's becoming more, a better business to be in, since we've, even a year ago. So there comes a point in time where the value of the company itself is still low enough that your investment still means enough that, it would be like getting in at Uber after 12 months instead of 36, right? That your money actually got you something at the 12-month mark. At 36-month, it was too late. You might as well keep your money. So I think now is that time for Motovio, that the money that we're raising right now is going to fuel our expansion out of Philadelphia. It's going to fuel us into probably 3 more markets. That would be my guess, maybe 4. And then our next round of capital is going to be so big, it's going to be for national or close to national expansion. And the people that get in now are going to benefit.
Well, as we wrap up here, any final words from either both of you?
No, I think we covered kind of a lot on this subject. I figured this would be like a half hour or so conversation really about, the partnership model, why we lean on that so heavily here at Motovio, and what that really means for investors. Kind of with every partnership, we can earn revenue on every transaction and not have to take the risk of buying and selling the car, having inspection centers, doing all of that stuff that everybody else already does. Anthony was a nice enough guy to come in and sit in with us on this, which I greatly appreciate him taking time out of his day. But yeah, I think we covered kind of every subject I was hoping to. A lot of great questions today.
Of course. Thank you everyone who attended today's webinar. If you are watching this later, that means the webinar has been recorded. So we've recorded this whole webinar. We will be posting a recap shortly, within the next couple of days. So be on the lookout for that. Thank you, gentlemen, for today's webinar, taking the time out of your day to join us. And yeah, hope everyone has a good rest of their day.
Sounds good. Khalil, thanks.
Of course. Have a good one.
Take care.